From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It's Friday, December 18th, and right now on Good Morning Indiana.
We still want to do our due diligence to be sure that when we return to school, we're doing so under safer conditions.
A date for a return to the classroom for IPS students remains up in the air, while district leaders say the vaccine will play a large role in when students can return.
Everything got hacked, my credit cards, even my personal card.
A business owner is scammed out of hundreds of dollars trying to avoid a disconnection. The warning signs this business owner wants you to hear so you don't waste your money.
Even through the art, that they're hearing that they are loved and that they're cared for.
Plus, the meaning behind these brush strokes runs deep. This morning, how this artwork is providing hope for kids in Johnson County.
And we want to thank you for starting your morning with us right here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Nicole Griffin in for Lauren Casey, and we've officially made it to Friday.
Nicole, I'm going to have to leave my living room to see that artwork here in Johnson County, so I can't wait to see Lauren's story and to see that mural. But first, before you head out the door, our Todd Clausen has your Friday forecast. Todd, good morning.
Yeah, Raphael, good morning to you, Nicole as well, and everybody at home. Yeah, we made it to Friday here, and we're ending the work week out on a quiet note weather-wise. It's cold to start, though, here this morning all across central Indiana as temperatures are sitting in the teens and 20s this morning. 19 in Bloomington, 14. I know it's not shown here on the map up in Logansport right now, and Kokomo's down into the teens as well, where there's some snow on the ground and clear skies. That's how you're getting these cold temperatures. Muncie running a little bit warmer because Muncie's still just barely hanging onto a little bit of cloud cover here. But soon as the skies clear here in eastern locations as well, your temperatures are going to drop very, very quickly. And we'll enjoy the sunshine here for a change to start our day. That's the good news. Unfortunately, the sunshine's not going to stick around throughout the entire day, as the clouds you see off to our west will quickly start to stream in here later on this afternoon. So enjoy what sunshine we do have this morning. 36 degrees by the time we get to 1 o'clock. We should level off right around 39 degrees for your high temperature this afternoon. More on your weekend forecast, which does have some changes coming up in just a few minutes. Nicole?
All right, Todd, thank you. It's 6:03. Let's take a live look outside at I-465 at Fall Creek Road here on the northeast side of town, where traffic is starting to pick up here in this area. But you can see right here it's moving smoothly. So if you're heading out the door and this is part of your Friday morning commute, looks like everything's moving up to speed.
Nicole, here's the latest on the coronavirus and its continued impact on the lives of Hoosiers and the impact here in our state. This morning, the state health department reports nearly 6,500 new COVID-19 cases. So far this month, nearly 103,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. Health officials also report 79 more people in Indiana have died with the virus. More than 1,100 people in Indiana have died with the virus so far this month alone.
This morning, we continue to follow the very latest developments on COVID-19 vaccines and distributions right here in Indiana. Today, Community Health Network will be giving doses of Pfizer's vaccine to its healthcare workers. The first doses will be administered at Community Hospital North in Indianapolis and Community Hospital in Anderson. The network already conducted a trial run with 14 of its workers just yesterday.
Frontline workers at Ascension St. Vincent here in Indianapolis are also receiving Pfizer's vaccine. Their first doses were given to those healthcare workers on Thursday. We talked with a respiratory therapist who is encouraging everyone to get the vaccine when it becomes available.
We have very, very smart people, very educated people that's been working around the clock on this vaccine. I say I would be more scared of what COVID is doing to people than what this vaccine.
Ascension plans to vaccinate 792 more employees today. For now in Indiana, the vaccine is only being given to healthcare workers and residents in long-term care facilities.
And Mike Pence will be among the first government officials to get the vaccine. He and Second Lady Karen Pence will be given their doses publicly at the White House. His office says they are doing it to promote the vaccine's safety and build confidence in the American people to get the vaccine. Surgeon General Jerome Adams will get his vaccine at the same time. You can watch that historic moment this morning right here on WRTV around 8 o'clock.
Covering education this morning, Nicole, IPS wants to see the COVID numbers after the Christmas break to determine when students will return for in-person learning. The Marion County Health Department says January the 4th is okay for Marion County schools, but IPS says it will wait until January the 19th. The district is also waiting to see when the vaccine will be available to all educators.
Will you roll up your sleeve? Will you be among the first in line? And will you encourage your staff, teachers, the executive team, parents to also get vaccinated?
I will encourage our team to do that. I will happily and gratefully take advantage of that because, again, I think, if nothing else, COVID-19 has taught us that our individual decisions do impact our community at large. So this is one action I can take as an individual that I believe will positively impact our community's ability to be safer and to be healthier.
What more can people really do, right, to really help young people during this period that may go on maybe even through the fall?
The need is so real for our community and for a number of families who are in IPS. And so I think just remembering that even if you aren't personally experiencing that there are a lot of children who have substantial need and families who've been just so significantly impacted during this time. The ability to give to an organization who is helping to support and fill in some of those gaps is like, I can't overstate how critical it is in this season to do that.
So the message this morning is to help where you can. IPS says it will give parents at least 2 weeks notice before making any major decisions about classes. Again, January 19th is for now the return date for IPS students. Nicole?
Raphael, it is 6:07 with months to go before the vaccine is available to the general public. There are a lot of questions surrounding the process and the vaccines themselves. We took some of your questions to an assistant professor of public health and an infectious disease specialist, and they say researchers are still trying to figure out some of the long-term impacts of the vaccine, like whether it will provide lasting immunity.
I think that's a question that is a magic ball question. We don't know. We have seen that there's at least 2 different strains of COVID that are out there, that it has mutated. Is it something that will continue to mutate?
Now that a second company is about to receive approval for its vaccine, we also asked our experts if there's a difference.
Should I prefer one manufacturer's vaccine over the other? I think I can tell you that they all went through the same vetting process, right?
There are more differences in how they're stored and what temperatures they're stored at, but from a medical perspective, they are very, very similar.
At this time, the Pfizer vaccine is not approved for people younger than 16 years old. Researchers have only been monitoring clinical trials for a few months, so it is unclear about any long-term effects. Right now on WRTV.com, we have everything you need to know about the COVID-19 vaccines. We have information there in a question and answer format, so it is easy to follow and for you to understand. Plus, several stories you will want to see as Indiana receives even more doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. That is all on WRTV.com.
And that site is a great resource. Many central Indiana businesses are struggling to make ends meet during this pandemic. But as WRTV's Kelsey Anderson reports, one local business can't keep up with the demand.
Here at Always in Stitches in Noblesville and at stitching stores across the country, business has been booming as people started making those masks and getting back to their crafting roots. Cappy Saxton is the store manager at Always in Stitches in Noblesville. She says they've been able to stay open during the pandemic because they're considered an essential business due to the fact that they sell supplies to make masks. She tells me they've been so busy they were actually able to hire on one of their part-time employees to be full-time, to be their customer concierge, helping those who don't want to come into the store. Saxton says sewing and crafting is therapeutic for a lot of people.
It is a huge industry that does very well when things unfortunately go bad because people return to those crafts. They return to pulling out mom's sewing machine or grandma's sewing machine and getting it out, and it connects you to that person, and it also gives you something to do.
She jokes if you stab something 1,000 times, like a quilt, cross stitch, or another craft, you will eventually feel better. She says right now they still have a hard time keeping fabric in stock. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
All right, Kelsey, thank you so much. We'll take a look at this. This mural is more than just a pretty piece of art. After the break, our Lauren Casey explains how it's bringing hope to kids in Johnson County. Todd.
And as you walk out the door this morning, you're walking out the temperatures that are in the teens and 20s. That's because the skies have cleared across the area. As we go forward throughout the day, the clouds will increase, but we remain dry for your day today. It changes, though, as we head into the weekend. More on that forecast and beyond coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.
Now to Johnson County this morning, where a community collaboration could make a big difference in the lives of children.
And Nicole, our Lauren Casey shows us how art can leave a lasting impression on kids who are going through some unimaginable situations. Out of respect for the victims that she serves, the advocate you're about to meet will not be shown on camera.
Even through the art, that they're hearing that they are loved and that they're cared for.
Words of affirmation, vibrant colors, calming scenes of nature.
A lot of mountains and forest scenes with animals. And then we're also going to have on the wall the words, "You are believed."
Kimberly Hoffman guides us through the Johnson County Prosecutor's Office, where work on a giant mural is underway.
Because it's really important for these children to know that someone hears their story and believes their story.
This is the Hall of the Brave, where little ones walk with sweaty palms. Through the doors, they tell their stories of what happened to them in a time of trauma.
And then when it's time for them to be interviewed, they come down this hallway and come down to the interview room. Before we started this project, this hallway was dark and dreary.
Just, it's all white. If I feel like this is scary, then I can only imagine what kids, and I look at their reactions.
Tracy McQueen has walked that path step for step alongside these children as a trauma advocacy coordinator for Assist Indiana.
They're looking back and forth at the walls. They're paying attention to their surroundings as they go down there.
Assist Indiana is a small organization with a big impact, serving residents in Johnson County as well as 9 other counties and based in Franklin. The organization connects victims with services, advocates, intervention, and support. Tracy sees how kids react to the art that they added to the waiting room.
We put up pictures of words, and what was so unique about that was if the kids couldn't read when they came in, that was a whole other thing. If they couldn't read, their parents would read those words. You are special. You are beautiful. They would read those. And sometimes kids you could just see them light up.
And as she pitched a mural project, Kimberly with Leadership Johnson County and Creative Council searched for a community project for her leadership class. And then a community collaboration came to life.
So it just brought all of these groups together to get this one project done, which is kind of unique because most of the groups are very diverse.
Leadership Johnson County promotes leaders in our community. Creative Council promotes the arts. Assist Indiana supports victims of crimes. And so together with the Johnson County Prosecutor's Office, they applied for a grant through Johnson County REMC.
This project just demonstrates how a village can come together for a great cause, do great work, make a difference in the life of kids, and hopefully leave a lasting positive impression. We want them to feel seen, heard, known, that they're amazing, they're wonderful, they're tough, kind. I could go on, but the biggest thing is most of all, we want them to know they're believed.
Working for you in Johnson County, Lauren Casey, WRTV.
What an uplifting story. And of course, Lauren will be back here with us on Good Morning Indiana on Monday. Assist Indiana, though, has specialized therapists, victims advocates, and various support groups, as well as prevention education. If you need any access to any of these sources, please click on this story on the WRTV app. On this Friday, time to check your weekend forecast. But first, we have to get through Friday, and Todd Clausen is standing by with that. Good morning, Todd.
Yeah, Raphael, good morning. And it's a decent Friday forecast for us here throughout the day today, as we'll finally get some sunshine back in the forecast. We haven't seen the sun in a couple days since we got that snow in here. Unfortunately, it's a very cold start to our day with temperatures that are in the teens and 20s. But warmer weather is on the way. We have a 50 in our 7-day planning forecast. And then tomorrow morning, there could be a little bit of a light wintry mix across the area. More on that in just a second. Look at these temperatures. 17 Greencastle, 19 in Bloomington. It's not listed right here on the map, but Logansport down to 14 degrees at this hour. It's 25 in Indy. A little warmer to the east where there's still just a little bit of cloud cover lingering there from Muncie to Hartford City into Winchester and Newcastle in the Richmond area, but the clouds are moving out. So as soon as you get the clear skies, your temperatures will fall back down into the 20s as well. The problem is it's just a little wedge, as you see, of the clear skies across the area. Back off to our west, already some clouds and a little bit of precipitation. Those clouds are going to be moving in as the morning goes on. So the brightest part of the day is going to be the first half of the day. Once we get to the afternoon hours, unfortunately, it's going to be mostly cloudy. Then this evening, eventually it's going to be overcast. Highs, though, today pretty seasonable for this time of year. 37 in Frankfurt, 39 in Lafayette, 37 in Muncie, as well as Newcastle. Rockville at 41 degrees. And southern locations, Martinsville down to Bloomington and to Seymour. I think you'll have the potential to climb up into the low 40s here later on today for your afternoon highs. Now this evening, if you have plans, it's Friday night and temperatures are going to hold pretty steady across the area, just above freezing. So yes, it's chilly, but it's also mid to late December, so that's not too bad for this time of year. And it's going to be dry. Tomorrow morning, temperatures are going to be right around the freezing mark across the area. And that is going to result in the potential of a little bit of a wintry mix as the precipitation comes in. You see the rain chances tomorrow aren't all that great, and it's definitely not a washout. But watch on TrueCast here with the timestamp in the right-hand portion of your screen there at the top. A little bit of a wintry mix slides through the area before sunrise, so it's pretty early. Most of the daytime hours on Saturday just going to feature some of these light rain showers moving through. So it's a day that you may want to have the umbrella handy, but it's definitely not a day where it's going to be a complete washout. As far as the better day of the weekend, well, it's definitely going to be on Sunday with partly sunny skies and a high temperature of 41 degrees. And then we're into the mid-40s for Monday and Tuesday, 50 degrees on Wednesday with mostly cloudy skies. But for Christmas Eve, pretty good push of cold air comes in, 32 degrees, and with that colder air, the potential just to get us into the holiday mood of a few snow showers. But of course, that's a ways away, and we'll fine tune that forecast as we get a little bit closer.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a live look out at the roads on this Friday morning. This is I-465 south of I-74 east, where you can see traffic is starting to pick up. You're at 620 on your Friday morning, but everything is moving up to speed, so that is good news as you're heading out the door.
Nicole, this morning, Columbus-based Cummins is putting the brakes on a planned facility here in Johnson County. Here are the details this morning. Cummins announced plans for 600 employees to work out of the Greenwood building in May of 2019. Now, Cummins officials say they need more time to determine if the building is needed. You can read more about this development by clicking on this story in the WRTV app.
And this morning, an increase in school funding may not happen, according to Governor Eric Holcomb. On Thursday, the governor said the increase might not be possible unless Congress approves more COVID-19 assistance for states. Holcomb announced an unspecified increase in school funding among his priorities for the upcoming legislative session. The governor says coronavirus relief is important as Indiana faces ongoing costs to the coronavirus pandemic.
Scammers threatening to turn off their business owner's electricity, costing him hundreds of dollars. Coming up, the tips that could save you from falling victim to this scam.
And a very troubling story out of Chicago. An innocent woman arrested after police barge into the wrong home. Coming up, she's telling her story only on GMA. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 6:24 and time now to take a look at the stories trending here at 6 o'clock.
A little bit early, Nicole, but I want to take you down to Cincinnati to check out this baby rhino at the Cincinnati Zoo. This is a Johnny Joe. You can see that he's having the time of his life in the rain as well as sliding in the mud. poor guy even slips a few times, but nothing can keep him down. No, he gets right back up. According to the Cincinnati Zoo, did you know this? That mud protects rhino's skin from the sun and the insects. I think that would be great anchor makeup, of course, to keep us nice and exfoliated, right?
No, thank
Little
you.
mud.
Oh, goodness. Well, take a look at this. The Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign is, of course, used to create joy for those in need. And now an anonymous donation is creating joy for campaign volunteers in South Dakota. That's because someone dropped a gold coin worth nearly $1,800 into a kettle in Rapid City. The generous donations will let them help about 6,000 people this year. But the Salvation Army, of course, says the need is greater this year, Raphael, because of the pandemic. So this is a huge, huge contribution.
Yeah.
All right, let's now get
a lot of good people out there, right?
Oh, for sure. And let's now get a check of your Friday forecast. Todd is standing by. Hey.
Yeah, I'm glad they noticed that that coin was different and worth so much more and didn't dismiss it. But obviously a very generous donation. And as we go forward in this forecast, as you see the temperatures out there right now, you think, oh boy, it's going to be one of those days where we don't get out of the 20s. Like yesterday in some locations, not the case. It is very cold in the teens and 20s right now, but we will have sunshine here this morning. And that sunshine is going to help us. And it's going to take the temperatures through the 20s into the 30s fairly quickly here this morning. In fact, by the time we get to the noon hour, we're looking at a temperature that's right around 33 degrees. The clouds will gather this afternoon, so the brightest part of the day is the first half of the day, then it's mostly cloudy, but very seasonable as high temperatures get up into the low 30s. We're into the 40s for the second half of the weekend. More on your extended forecast coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you. During this uncertain pandemic year, it is tough to know what is real. And this morning, John Matarese has a warning about a phone scam some people are falling for, so you don't waste your money.
A new warning from power companies around the country about frightening phone calls claiming your electricity is about to be shut off.
Northern Kentucky Inspections.
Lisa Shook manages a home inspection company. She just got a call from someone claiming to be their electric company.
He said he was Duke Energy and that he was in the driveway to cut off our services.
She handed the phone to owner Rob Wells, who was told he was behind on his bill and would be cut off if he didn't pay immediately.
Yeah, it's $350-something. They were going to disconnect the electric.
So this expert who normally inspects houses inspected his records and realized he was not behind. But it may have been too late. Someone emptied his debit card a short time later.
Everything got hacked. My credit cards, even my personal card.
But it's all a scam. Just like with all good scams, the caller makes it sound urgent, where if you don't pay them right now, your electric is going off. It's a call more and more people are getting. Last summer, it even targeted Donald Kincaid at this church.
The gas and electric would be cut off within about a half an hour because the bill hadn't been paid.
Lee Friedman says utilities will never threaten immediate disconnection.
If you're at risk of losing service, you will receive multiple messages over an extended period of time, bills, phone calls.
These callers will scam any home they can, even the Lord's house. Remember, the power company will never demand immediate payment by gift card, money order, or Western Union, so don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Friday morning, this is your 6:30 news feed. An investigation underway in Noblesville after a couple was killed in a shooting. Police say it happened Thursday afternoon at a home on Plains Road off of 161st Street. The woman has been identified as 37-year-old Kristen Tamalia and the man, 43-year-old Renee Tamalia. Police say they believe the shooting was a murder-suicide, but the investigation is ongoing.
A federal prisoner scheduled to be executed in Terre Haute has tested positive for the coronavirus. That's according to his lawyer. Dustin John Higgs is scheduled to be executed on January 15th. He was convicted of abducting and killing 3 women back in 1996. His diagnosis marks the first known coronavirus case on federal death row. It also raises the possibility that his execution could be delayed if his condition gets worse.
Go Hoosiers! IU football having its best season in decades. And head coach Tom Allen is now the Big Ten Coach of the Year. Allen joins former coach Bill Mayorkas, the only IU head coaches to win the honor. The Hoosiers are 6-1 and are ranked number 7 in the country. IU could learn which bowl game they will play in this Sunday.
All right, congrats, Coach Allen. Well, if you were looking for some outdoor activities this winter, Turkey Run State Park will take you on an ice hike. You'll be led through either Rocky Hollow, Bear Hollow, or Gypsy Gulch, depending on the day, and you must register ahead of time, and boots are required. Boot spikes will be provided for safer travel through the ice and snow. We do have information on how to register right now on the WRTV News app. Thanks so much for starting your Friday with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Nicole Griffin, and Raphael, it is a cold Friday.
It is a cold Friday. We are 7 days away from Christmas. Nicole, thank you for filling in for our good friend, of course,
Lauren Casey.
Lauren, and we want to thank you, that's right, for being a gift this week. Listen, I'm kind of slow this morning, so I need to fix something that I just read, because I don't want Todd Clausen, because you're a big IU fan. I don't want the hate mail from Bloomington. I said Bill Mayorkas. What was I reading? Bill Mallory. Bill Mallory was that other coach. I have no idea. I need to get back to the tequila, but Todd,
okay,
in the meantime, you give us the forecast. I'm going to head back to my drink. Here we go.
Hey, it's early on a Friday. It's a long week. A holiday week's ahead of us. We'll forgive you there, Raphael. But yeah, congratulations to Tom Allen. It's been an absolutely terrific season. It's cold, as you mentioned. We're in the teens. We're in the 20s this morning across the area, with skies that are in the process of clearing out. Not much of a view as you look from IMS towards downtown Indianapolis, but you can make out the city skyline just a little bit there. 25 in Indy right now, 19 down in the Bloomington. It's 22 in Lafayette. And it just all depends on who's seeing the cloud cover and who has the clear skies. And the warmer temperatures are where there's a few clouds present, as you see there off towards the east in Muncie as well as Richmond. We'll have some sunshine here to start the day, but the overall trend, unfortunately, will be for the clouds to increase this afternoon. So it does become mostly cloudy. However, those clouds do not produce any rain showers across the area. It's a dry day for us, but again, it'll become mostly cloudy as the day goes on, with high temperatures that'll be topping off today in the upper 30s. Our average high this time of year is 38 degrees, so we're right on track for that. As we get into the weekend, we do bring some rain showers in during the day tomorrow, but then on Sunday, temperatures are up into the 40s with sunshine. More on that forecast and a look ahead towards Christmas Eve as well, coming up in Maine weather in just a couple minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you. It is 6:32, and we're taking a live look out at the roads at this hour. I-465 at West 71st Street. Good morning to everyone waking up with us here in Pike Township. As you can see, traffic moving up to speed here in this area. We have not received any alerts so far this morning of crashes or delays on the interstates.
Nicole, with many Hoosier students learning virtually, a local organization is making sure that students get the help they need in real time. The Center for Leadership Development here in Indianapolis provides one-on-one virtual tutoring to students in need. We spoke with Kim Covington. Her son is an 8th grader, and Kim tells us the lack of one-on-one interaction with someone in a classroom was keeping Cameron from succeeding with his writing assignments. So they connected with the CLD, and that's when things started to turn around.
E-learning has been a bit difficult, keeping the schedule, keeping the focus, keeping the motivation. I'm not a great writer, so having an expert here to coach him, that has been very helpful.
CLD President Dennis Bland says the sigh of relief from families is the very reason why they're offering these tutoring classes all for free.
So we want to proactively reach out and make sure that students and parents understand not just that these resources are available, but they understand the transformation that can occur when students and families have access to these types of services coming from professionals.
CLD provides great programming throughout the year. To learn more about the Center for Leadership Development and their professional tutors, you can visit their website. That's cldinc.org. We also have a link in this story on the WRTV app.
It is 6:34 and we have new information from the White House Coronavirus Task Force that shows Indiana has the 4th highest rate of new COVID-19 cases in the country. The report says Indiana is seeing about 666 new COVID cases per 100,000 residents. That is well above the national average of 451 cases. The report also shows a slight drop in hospitalizations, but says the numbers are still among the highest in the country and hospitals are struggling to keep up.
After medical workers get the COVID vaccine, who will be next in line? That's the big question this morning. Coming up, the discussions underway about who exactly makes up the vulnerable population.
And the shots are arriving soon for more frontline medical workers. Coming up, the preparation made for the day they have looked forward to for several months. It's 6:35. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Another COVID-19 vaccine could soon be available, and an advisory committee for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has voted to recommend emergency use authorization of the vaccine produced by the drug company Moderna.
This is one big development, of course, and it comes exactly 1 week after Pfizer's vaccine was recommended for emergency use. The decision was adopted in a 20-0 vote with 1 abstention. Today, the full FDA is expected to vote on the emergency use authorization. We wanted to find out just exactly how Moderna's vaccine works in comparison to the vaccine from Pfizer that's already been approved.
Our vaccine uses our body's own cells to activate the immune system. It enables these cells to make only the part of the virus that is critical for the immune system to recognize. Importantly, our vaccine platform has some inherent safety features. The manufacturing process is cell-free. It does not use products of animal or human origin, and it does not contain preservatives or adjuvants, thus avoiding some of the potential concerns of older vaccine technologies.
So what's next? If the FDA approves Moderna's vaccine, the CDC would also need to approve it before the shots could be given. A CDC advisory panel is expected to meet tomorrow to make its recommendation.
After the first round of vaccine goes to frontline medical workers, questions remain as to who is next in the line for those shots. Several organizations have teamed up with the ACLU of Indiana to make recommendations. The group sent a letter to Governor Holcomb calling for transparency and equitable distribution of the vaccine. Under Governor Holcomb's plan, vulnerable populations will get the vaccine after healthcare workers, but it's not clear who falls into that category. The ACLU is hoping it will include people in prison, those in group living situations, and minority communities, as those populations are being disproportionately impacted by the virus.
Every day we get to see the impacts of the fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. The families and the community that we serve that struggled well before the pandemic, but the disparities have worsened what we see.
Transparency would give all of us faith that this vaccine is being distributed in a fair and equitable way.
The Urban League of Indianapolis says it hopes to start working with health leaders in January to come up with a plan for vaccine clinics and education.
In less than 90 minutes, COVID vaccines will start right here in Johnson County. The first healthcare worker will roll up their sleeve at 8 this morning. These are the vials with the vaccine meant for healthcare workers in Johnson County.
You can't let your guard down. It's going to take a while to get everyone vaccinated. It might be this summer. We're almost there. We have to stay vigilant. We need to protect one another.
The vaccination process from beginning to end will take 25 minutes. The biggest chunk of time is the 15 minutes you must wait after getting the shot to make sure you don't have a negative reaction to the drug. The top concern is that talk of the vaccine will lead people to believe that they can relax their observation of wearing a mask and being socially distant.
When people get a vaccine, they think, I'm good, I'm ready to go out and do whatever I want, I won't get infected. But that's not true. That's not true for this COVID vaccine. It takes a while to build up immunity. You have to get that second dose of this vaccine.
I'll be there when that vaccination program begins at 8 this morning. I'll have a full report coming up today on the news at noon. Johnson Memorial Health received 975 doses of the vaccine. Nicole?
All right, Raphael, we'll be looking forward to that. Thank you. Some businesses are hurting during the pandemic, but others are seeing a boom. Coming up next, our Kelsey Anderson shows us why one crafting business is seeing a spike in sales. Todd.
And Nicole, take a look at some of these temperatures this Friday morning. We're down into the teens in some locations and even below the teens in Logansport at 12 degrees right now, 19 in Bloomington, 15 in Kokomo. Skies are clear. That's one of the reasons why we're so cold. Throughout the day, though, it becomes pretty seasonable with some sunshine. We'll break it down for you coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 6:44. We're taking a live look outside at the roads right now at this hour. You can see traffic is moving up to speed here in this shot. No delays or crashes on the interstate so far across the metro area.
Many central Indiana businesses are struggling to make ends meet as this pandemic continues, Nicole, to really impact their bottom line.
Yeah, but as we found out, that is not exactly true for every single company. And our Kelsey Anderson is showing us this morning the story of one business owner who says she cannot keep up with the supply and demand.
Here at Always in Stitches in Noblesville and at stitching stores across the country, business has been booming as people started making those masks and getting back to their crafting roots.
Well, we had to become very adaptable.
Kathy Saxton is the store manager at Always in Stitches.
Dinosaurs didn't adapt and they aren't here anymore.
They were able to stay open when the shutdown went into place because they are considered an essential business.
The stitchers out there needed supplies, they needed materials. And we started out providing fabric for masks. We did that with one of the local nursing home companies.
She says they provided enough fabric to make more than 6,000 masks.
It's been overwhelming for us. It's been overwhelming for the industry. What happened was all the supplies, supply and demand, you have all this fabric and all this stuff going out, and then now there's nothing left to sell. So we're having a little supply and demand issue, almost like the toilet paper thing, not quite that bad.
She tells me besides mask making, a lot of folks returned to sewing and crafting during the pandemic because of the peacefulness and tranquility it brings.
You stab something 1,000 times, you feel a lot better.
Not only will stabbing something over and over again make you feel better, Saxton says crafting is a good brain exercise.
You use both parts of your brain. You use the creative part, you have to use the design part. And so when you're making a quilt or when you're doing cross stitch or you're knitting something, that uses the entire brain in a way that makes it very healthy for you.
So if you're someone who wants to get into crafting or know a crafter, this right here makes a good Christmas gift. It's a panel with instructions and all of these masks you can make quick and easy. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
All right, Kelsey, it may be a good day to just stay inside and do a little knitting or quilting or just doing something indoors, at least the first couple hours here this morning when it's really, really cold. By this afternoon, it's going to be pretty seasonable, but look at some of these temperatures down into the teens. Columbus, Bloomington, Greencastle down to 16 degrees. It's 12 degrees in Logansport right now, and Tipton sitting at 20 degrees. Even Muncie and Richmond, as your skies have cleared this morning, your temperatures are now down into the 20s as well. So you definitely really need to bundle up this morning. Thankfully, not much of a wind out there, so we're not factoring in wind chill values. As we go throughout the day, yesterday, if you remember back to your Thursday, temperatures started in the upper 20s. We only ended up at like 33 degrees in the afternoon, so there was not much movement temperature-wise, and that was because of the cloud cover. Well, today with the sunshine, once the sun comes up, through the first half of the morning at least, we are going to see our temperatures start to moderate fairly quickly, relatively speaking, up to 33 degrees by the noon hour. And then throughout the afternoon, the clouds will start to build and temperatures will eventually top off right around 38, 39 degrees, which is seasonable for this time of year. So despite the cold start, it's going to turn into a pretty seasonable day for us. The sunshine will be in the morning. You can see the clouds off to our west already starting to head in our direction, and they will make their way in here as we work our way into the afternoon. And then this evening, it's going to be overcast. So if you do have plans this Friday evening, you're going to be out and about. Skies will be mostly cloudy. It'll be dry. Temperatures hovering just above the freezing mark. Overnight tonight, temperatures only go down a couple more degrees, so it's not as cold tomorrow, but we will still be right around freezing in many locations. And that'll be key because there is a little bit of precipitation that's going to swing through the area tonight and into the day tomorrow. A lot of it to the north could be in the form of a wintry mix. And I don't think it's going to accumulate much, but I can't rule out maybe a slick spot in northern locations early tomorrow morning if you're up before sunrise. But after sunrise, temperatures are easily above freezing. Highs will be near 40 tomorrow. But it's going to be one of those days where we'll have some rain showers off and on throughout the day. So not the best weather day for us, but any rain we do see is going to be very, very light. Here's how tomorrow breaks down for you. Again, a few showers from time to time. High temperatures right around 40 degrees. Your 7-day planning forecast. Sunday's the better day of the weekend because it's partly cloudy, more sunshine, 41 degrees. 45 to 50 for high temperatures Monday through Wednesday, so it's mild for this time of year, going above normal. And then for Christmas Eve, a push of colder air comes in just before Christmas. As that colder air comes in next Thursday, we're looking at some scattered snow showers in the forecast as well. Nicole.
All right, Todd, thank you. At 6:50, let's take a live look out at the roads here on this Friday morning. This is I-65 near I-70 here at the South Split, where traffic is starting to get busier here as you start your Friday morning. But looks like everything's moving up to speed, so that's good news as you head out the door.
They're keeping their business alive while helping others do the same. That story, plus many more, to put a smile on your face with Good News Friday. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on WRTV.
It is time for Good News Friday, and Raphael, we know it has been a tough time for many restaurants during this pandemic, but a seafood and steakhouse in Franklin is not letting it stop them from helping other local businesses.
This restaurant is absolutely beautiful, Nicole. It's just over there outside my window, just down the road and through the woods. RFD Franklin opened its door inside of a unique space back in May of 2019. The building was the old post office in downtown Franklin. The owners transformed that space into a fine dining restaurant, and then, of course, the pandemic forced them to temporarily close. They are back open at reduced capacity, but they wanted to help their neighboring businesses that are also struggling to get through this pandemic. The owners, they bought tons of local Indiana-grown products and created gift baskets so that you can support local and, of course, stay safe.
We think many people would be pleased with these gift baskets. There's honey and jams and candies and caramels and even some seasoned nuts. So there's a variety of items to choose from, and if you wish to divide them up and give them to different people, they're all wrapped individually, so that works well too.
If you would like to buy one of these shop local gift baskets from RFD here in Franklin, they're hosting a gift basket pickup tomorrow from 2 until 4. They're also selling them during business hours for the restaurant so that you can dine and support them as well as you shop local. You could also email them at rfd@rfdfranklin.com to arrange a pickup. And Nicole, I've been trying to get Lauren and Todd to come down anywhere. I'll pay for it for dinner. So since they've said no to date, I'm going to invite you and your husband to come dine with me and Mrs. Sanchez there at RFD.
Yes, please. We'll pay for it. Steak and seafood, we are on the way.
Come on down. Come on. Come on.
Now to one of my favorite stories this morning. Colts punter Rigoberto Sanchez is returning to the team just a few weeks after cancer surgery. And this week, he got some sweet, sweet well wishes from cancer patients at Riley Hospital for Children.
Hey, Sanchez, you got this. You can beat cancer just like I did.
Hey, I'm Adam Eisenhower, and I'm a 2-time leukemia survivor.
Hello, I'm Maddox, and I'm a cancer survivor.
You got this. You can do this. Go Colts!
I know you can get through this. And I made a sign for you with the help of my mom.
Hi, Rigoberto. My name is Riley Osmond. I beat cancer 5 times, so you can too.
And we just want to send all the best to Rigoberto Sanchez. We hope you will be back on the field soon. And Raphael, when we saw that air the very first time earlier this morning, you and I were both like, wow, we love those messages so much. It's good to see it a second time.
Those kids are amazing, right? Because of their courage and their strength. And we love all the staff at Riley Hospital for Children that every day of the week here in Indianapolis really serve so many families in a great way. So to see those young people, they represent the staff and of course of giving out their best to Rigoberto, who we hope does well as well. Go Sanchez and go Colts
Go
this
Colts.
weekend, but we wish them, that's right, it's going to be a big weekend for them. And of course, our Todd Clausen, we are hoping, Todd, we'll take a nice forecast, please.
Yeah, you know,
please, pretty please.
Once we get to game day on Sunday, it's going to be pretty nice, partly cloudy, 41 degrees. And today's not bad. It's really cold this morning with temperatures in the teens. There's no doubt about that. But we'll have some sunshine to start today, and then the clouds will increase later on this evening. But high is very seasonable, right around 39 degrees. Tomorrow morning, there's a little bit of a light wintry mix that comes through. There could be a slick spot in northern locations, but temperatures get above freezing pretty quickly tomorrow morning. So then it's just some light rain showers. We talked about Sunday and game day. Mild through the middle of next week before we get a push of colder air coming in for Christmas Eve with a few snow showers a possibility as well. Nicole?
All right, Todd, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us here on Good Morning Indiana. We are back in 25 minutes with more news and weather. We hope you have a great Friday.